Hello everyone! Welcome back to Reddo Reads. Today we have r/Am I the Butthole? If you want me to cover some specific subreddit in the next video, leave it in the comments. Am I the butthole for kicking my friend out of my party when he hooked his PS5 up to my TV? Last weekend, I, 24 male, threw a housewarming party with 30-ish of my friends. I supplied drinks and food and had games set up and whatnot. One friend came with a big backpack. Initially, I said to him, "Oh man, you didn't have to bring anything." But then he slid a PlayStation 5 out of it. I'm not gonna lie, I was immediately ticked off. It wasn't really a video gaming party, but I didn't want to control how people enjoyed themselves, so I let him hook up his PlayStation and start playing. I didn't tell him what kind of party it was, besides saying housewarming and approximately 30 people, but I just thought he'd know I wouldn't be on the couch with him playing PS5. This is where I'm wondering if I'm the butthole. As the party progressed, I was getting increasingly annoyed by having him on the couch with Call of Duty blasting on the TV. Everyone else was close to the TV talking and playing beer pong, and it just kinda embarrassed me. I didn't say anything to him, though until he started to get visibly annoyed by people passing in front of the TV. I sat beside him and said, "If you'd rather be home playing video games, you have no obligation to be here." He laughed it off and kept playing. A bit later, I asked him to be my partner in beer pong, and he said he'd rather keep playing PS5. I kinda just turned my TV off at that point and told him to go home. He left quickly and in a bad mood, and people saw what happened. I immediately felt guilty, and he hasn't responded to me in days. Am I the butthole? Yup. Why are you even asking? It really does sound like dumb jealousy. Oh no, not everyone is paying attention on me during my party. This day should be about me. I'm the princess today. Boo-hoo. First you say, "I did not want to control how anyone is enjoying themselves." But then, "You don't want to play nice with me. You're out." I would also leave and never come back. Y'all, we got to 200 subscribers! I am so happy! My goal for July was to get to 250 subscribers, and we are just 32 subscribers away from that. So please subscribe, you will make my day, and come back tomorrow cause I release videos every day. Am I the butthole for telling my parents I had hobbies? So I, 17 female, got in an argument with my parents, 47 male and 46 female, last night during dinner, where my dad basically talked about how I have no hobbies, no personality, and no social life, and how my lack of interest will prevent me from getting a job and such. His last comment that really ticked me off was when he called me an empty shell of a human being. I went berserk. I used to like painting until he said he will not buy me more paint because I'm wasting it on garbage art that looks awful. This was literally my second time painting. I was 8. I used to like baking, and he told me my baking was burnt and nasty. It wasn't burnt. Me and my neighbors, that I gave some of the baked goods to, loved it. I used to like cooking, and my mom said it wasn't good, and I probably should stop before I poisoned them. They had a good laugh at my mom's joke. I used to like sewing, and my mom said she wouldn't teach me since there is no point, and I would end up quitting anyways. She's referring to my other hobbies that I gave up, but I had reasons for it. I liked skip roping, baseball. I liked dress designing. I liked embroidery. I liked hairstyling and doing nails. I liked writing novels and books in general. I was interested in ballet, gymnastics too. I liked writing poems. I had so many things I liked doing. I was in 3 clubs: Future Medical Profession Club, Baking Club, Photography Club, before my dad told me he wouldn't drive me anymore because it's too much work and I should study more instead. I had to cancel plans because my parents wouldn't allow me to go out with friends. I had interest in cardiovascular medicine, and they told me I was too stupid for it too stupid to also do engineering, how I'd never make it as a scientist, writing doesn't pay enough, and my designs are ugly, so no one would buy clothes that I make, etc. They ruined my interests, and now they are upset I have none. I no longer have the interest to go out with my friends or do anything, quite literally. At the end of this, I was crying, genuinely in shambles. My parents were shocked and just didn't say anything. I got up and went to my room and called my friend to vent. She basically told me that she understood what I meant, but I cannot speak to my parents that way, and that they want the best for me, that they were looking out so I didn't waste time on unnecessary hobbies that would do me no good. I hung up on her and texted the group chat, and I basically got the same response. Am I going insane? I still don't think I'm wrong at all. Am I the butthole? Oh no, you're not. This story breaks my heart. Of course, not every hobby of a child will become a career, but hobbies are not career plans. I remember when I was really young, maybe 8 or 9, even 7 maybe, I was really into baking, but I was so bad at it. I remember the first pie. It wasn't really pie, it was some kind of a loaf, but I guess I intended to bake a pie. It was some kind of sweet dough with jam in it. For some reason, I decided to use yeast instead of baking powder because I guess I was improvising. And I tried it and I was like, yikes, it doesn't really taste good. But my parents were like, oh, you baked something. And they tried it. And I remember they were like, OMG, divine, gourmet, the best pie we ever had in our lives. I talked about this situation with my parents. They don't really remember it. But in my head, I had such a big feeling of reassurance and that I could do anything if I put my mind into it. So yeah, this story is just a superb example of awful parenting. Am I the butthole for telling my sister-in-law to go F herself at her baby's sip and see? My wife's sister, Jan, and her husband, Matt, welcomed their first child about 4 months ago. Jan didn't want a baby shower, but decided on doing a sip and see for close relatives to meet the baby. This happened last Saturday. My wife has met the baby before this, but it was my first time seeing them since the birth. About 2 months ago, my dad passed away unexpectedly in his sleep. It's been a really difficult time for me. I'm in therapy and on antidepressants, both of which are helping. I wasn't really looking forward to attending the sip and see, but it meant a lot to my wife that I come with her, and she kind of pressured me to come since I hadn't seen the baby yet. The event was just close family, about 15 of us total, and very informal. About an hour into the event, Jen asked me if I wanted to hold the baby. I told her I didn't really want to, but she pretty much shoved the baby into my arms. She then sat next to me and told me that she was worried about my dad and that they regretted not being able to attend the funeral because of the baby. I thanked her and told her not to worry about the funeral. I understand. She then went on this weird tangent about a new life springing from someone passing away and renewal of energy. I had no idea what she was talking about and just kind of nodded along. Then she said that she hopes seeing and holding a beautiful baby will help me get over my loss. It was a weird comment, and I looked at her and told her, no, this is not helping me get over the passing of my father. She got defensive and told me that it was supposed to be a joyous day to celebrate a new life and that I should be happy and not dwell of passing on my father. I didn't want to cause a scene in front of everyone, but I was pissed. I handed Jen her baby back and leaned in close to her and whispered, "Go F yourself, Jen." I then got up and walked over to my wife and told her that I needed to leave. I told her she can stay if she wants, but I need to get out of there ASAP. She asked me why, and I told her I would talk to her about it on the drive home or later if she wants to stick around. By that time, Jen had gotten up and was on a warpath. She came up to me, still holding the baby, and poked her finger at me, telling me I have no right to talk to her like that. That got everyone's attention, and now everyone was looking at us. Matt came over to ask what was going on. My wife was confused. Jen was basically yelling, The baby was starting to cry. It was a mess. I told my wife I need to leave and she needs to make a decision right then. She ended up coming home with me. I explained what happened on the drive home, and she said she understood why I was upset by Jen's comments and agreed she was out of line, but I shouldn't have said that to her. My wife has been getting a lot of grief from Jen and her parents, basically calling me the biggest butthole they've ever met. I don't even know if an apology will help. To be frank with you, OP does not really give off vibes of, am I the butthole? I think he's sure that he's not, and everybody around him is a butthole. His sister-in-law for having a baby and then talking to him, which was weird, I agree. And then all the family members because they did not take his side, and then his wife because she did not say, oh no, poor baby hubby. Again, I agree that sister-in-law was out of line, but I think she's hormonal, and maybe it is her way of cheering OP up, which was wrong. But OP overreacted. I think he understood that he overreacted, and he doubled down instead of apologizing. It was just close family. I am sure everybody would understand that, hey, sorry, I overreacted. I'm still very sore after my father passing away. I think I have to go home and process this. But no, he doubled down. Dude, you should know better than that. Am I the butthole for calling out the volunteer church organizer after her awful actions after she made my daughter-in-law cry? My daughter-in-law lost both of her parents, her mother earlier this year and dad when she was 15. I love her like she's my own, and I am so proud of her and how far she has come. I am very involved in my church, and we were planning an event for moms and kids. It coincided with my monthly sec lunch ministry for seniors, so in the morning we'd all make the lunches and then we'd do other things. Make bracelets, run around, grill, tie-dye, etc. My daughter-in-law is not religious, but she does like to give back. So when I invited her, she accepted. We got the lunch supplies and she helped with the lunches. She even offered to go deliver them to the organization we work with, since she has a big car. This is when the church organizer, Kathy, started an issue. She thanked my daughter-in-law and said that would be all we needed from her all day, and she can go home after. I said, no, daughter-in-law is here to spend the day with me and have fun with everyone. Kathy had the gall to make an ugly face and said, she's not everyone's daughter. I said, that's okay. She's my daughter-in-law if Kathy didn't know. Kathy made another ugly face and said that didn't count and that she didn't even belong here, which ruffled my feathers. Everyone should be allowed. If one of the dads wanted to come join us, I would have said yes. Who cares? We got into an argument and my daughter-in-law ended up crying. Again, she just lost her mom. She laughed and told me to have fun, and I rounded on Kathy and told her that what she'd just done was as unchristian as I'd ever seen, and that if she cannot find it in her heart to welcome everyone to our events, she should not be the volunteer organizer. Kathy told me tough cookies, if I don't like it, to take it up with the church office. And a few other members overheard, and as I got ready to load up my van for sec lunches, a few helped me and got to talking about how awful Kathy has been. After I left, they all cornered Kathy and said they would all talk to the church office. Well, she isn't the organizer anymore, and she has been for over 2 decades. She ended up confronting me after church, raising her voice, getting in my face, etc. She told me I had ruined her life over my daughter-in-law not belonging to the church, and that she hopes I was happy. I admit I did feel bad after that, but I'm not sure if I should. Well, Opie answered her question herself. Not the butthole. I would choose my family over some random lady in church any day of the week. And this Kathy lady, she was clearly on a power trip, and I'm glad Opie humbled her really hard. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. You can also watch this awesome video or that awesome playlist. See you next time!